I know what you're thinking. What a great and novel idea this is. This guy's about to review a Star Wars movie. The newest Star Wars movie. That's exactly the type of unique and innovative video that I'm looking to watch on the internet. Out of all the videos out there to watch. And I know, it's cutting edge. I loved everybody in the movie, really, but again, in terms of Star Wars fans, I'm an outlier. I want different things than what most people want. I like lightsaber battles, but for instance, for me, lightsaber battles aren't the end-all, be-all. I do like wars, though. I gotta say, I would like some wars in my Star Wars. That's what I like. That's what I kind of fanboy over. And you know what? There's some good moments in the movie with some war-like stuff, some cool battles. But yeah, Kylo Ren was fantastic. Rey was fantastic. I thought Mark Hamill was fantastic as Luke. Great acting from him. Brought a lot of life to a character that we haven't seen in many years. And what people have problems with as far as Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker isn't Mark Hamill. Again, they have problems with the script, they have problems with what they did with Luke Skywalker. And you know what? A lot of the criticism that I see, I agree with a lot of it, but I don't agree with a lot of it. As stupid and lame and basic as that is for me to say, wow, no one's targeting me. This A-Wing, despite being blue instead of the traditional red, really blends in. God, that gravity well's really kicking my ass. But yeah, it really blends in. I'm completely safe. I'm hidden in plain sight. You know what? I'm safer right now than I was as a normal A-Wing earlier. Weird. But, yeah. I'm reading these different spoiler-filled threads, and I'm thinking to myself, what the majority of these people want to see doesn't happen to be what I wanted to see. Which, yeah, my opinion doesn't make their opinion wrong, and vice versa. Everyone's just got opinions, but honestly, I do feel like a lot of people would have rather had some of the neat, meaningful stuff be replaced with cool, action-y stuff. But that made the film less hollow for me, and therefore more enjoyable. I'm a fan of action scenes, but sometimes I just find it boring. Sometimes action isn't what I'm craving. And yeah, to put it simply, the biggest problem that I've seen people having with the film outside of the subplot, outside of the comedy, is the fact that this is a deconstructed Star Wars movie. In a way, it's the Unforgiven of Star Wars films. And if you've seen Unforgiven, you know that's one of the best movies ever made. And that's not hyperbole. It's really a masterpiece. I think it won 9 Academy Awards. Maybe it was 8, but that's semantics. Anyway, it's a fine film, and it's a deconstruction of the Western genre. Well, The Last Jedi was, if Star Wars is a genre, it was kind of a deconstruction of Star Wars. And if it had less comedy, or if at least the comedy was paced better than it was, it would be exactly the Unforgiven of Star Wars. And that's what I wanted. But yeah, the whole controversy, I'm very curious to see what this means for Star Wars in terms of its future, because Rian Johnson, I don't know if you remember this, but here's what's fascinating. Rian Johnson was being praised by Disney. They thought that this was going to be a knockout. They thought everybody was going to love it. They were like, all right, we are certain that what Rian Johnson's made is exactly what people want to see. People have their problems with The Force Awakens, but this is the Star Wars they want. And then, hello, Rotten Tomatoes. Hello, 53%. Oh my God. What are they? Is Rian Johnson still going to be? Is he still going to be helming the new franchise? After Episode 9, aside from anthology movies, what Disney planned to do was they planned to create an entire new trilogy set outside of what we currently know within the known universe of Star Wars. And Rian Johnson was going to, he was being considered and fast-tracked to helming that and being, are they gonna, is he still gonna do it? I wouldn't mind that. I think he could learn from what people said about The Last Jedi, you know, in terms of pacing, and I don't think Rose was his fault. Honestly, a lot of what people had problems with probably wasn't his fault. Yeah, it's 93% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic score, but the audience score was 53. Let's see what the audience score is now. So, yesterday it was 53. Today it went between 57 and 53, and currently the audience score for The Last Jedi is... Also, guys, if you could tell me in the chat room, without using spoilers, what was the weakest part of The Last Jedi for you? Yeah, let's just start with that. What was the weakest point of The Last Jedi? I don't mean what segment in the movie. I mean, give me an abstract. Okay, so... Yesterday, The Last Jedi was 8.3 on IMDb, the same score as The Force Awakens. Today, on IMDb, it's 8.1, so it went down 0.2, and its audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is the score anyone can give it, is currently rotten. Well, quasi-rotten. Oh, it's up to 57. Okay. So, it's a Richter scale. I'm sure it'll go back down again. I'm hoping it doesn't, because honestly, it doesn't deserve to be 57%. The reason it's 57% is because of the enormous amount of people that are review bombing it. I don't really believe that a 0 or a 1 or a half star, anything like that, is usually necessary. I think that's usually for people that are upset and want to make a point. Weakest part was Crate's, weakest part was Phasma. You guys are giving me characters! But that's totally cool too, actually, you know what? Let's see, who else? Basically, every character I'm seeing here. Mostly I'm seeing Phasma, mostly I'm seeing Snoke. And again, I'm not going to read any spoilers, don't worry about that, guys. You may see in the chat room, though. Don't look at the comments, don't look at the chat if you don't want spoilers. But... okay. Yeah, it looks like most people were disappointed with the First Order aspects of the movie. Abstractly, outside of characters, what was the weakest part of the film in your opinion? So, yeah. This kind of ties into the comedy of what I was talking about earlier. It's kind of funny. With all the problems that Star Wars Battlefront 2 has, a lot of people actually prefer the Battle of Crate in the game to the movie. Speaking of which, I'm going to put out a little plug. If you guys want to see my cinematic 4K mini-movie of the Battle of Crates, and no, it's not just gameplay. I didn't just lazily put some gameplay in there. I actually made a cinematic little movie of, it's neat if you want to check that out, but yeah, anyway. After playing this map, I enjoyed Crate in the movie, I really did. But for different reasons that I can't get into because of these spoilers. But I understand why you guys have a problem with it. I see that. I totally see that. Anyway.
At your side.
Yeah, so... nothing goes the way you think. Yeah, almost everybody is saying the subplot. Yeah. That's what I feel as well. The subplot was... it was weak. It should have been changed. I don't think it needed to be removed. But, and again, this isn't spoilers, but Rose, if Rose wasn't in the movie, everything would have been better. Or if they completely rewrote her character and redid her character, everything would have been better. But yeah, Rose was not great at all. Her character was kind of whiny. She wasn't really important. And it's not like Rey. You know, it's not like Rey in The Force Awakens saying, "I'm a nobody." God damn that accent. Anyway, it's not like that. It's... On the surface level, it feels similar to that, but it's... She really is no one. Not only is she no one, but she's... Jesus, my face was just... Did you see that smoke? Wow. I like that. I still think there should be lightsaber physics in this game where you can actually chop someone's limbs off, but there is a burning, scorched hole where my eye used to be. Good shot. Rebel savage. Anyway, yeah, if they removed Rose, and if it was just Finn, you know, working his own way through the subplot, I think it could have been pretty cool. But that's not what it was at all. And that's really too bad, because unfortunately the missteps that they took with the subplot took away a lot of time with the other plots that people like. And then the other thing that people have a problem with, in this chat room anyway, are the First Order. And that ties into the comedy. The comedy affects a lot. It doesn't just affect pacing, it also affects the mood and the tone. There's a lot of slapstick in the movie as well, and you know what? It almost felt like Spaceballs from time to time. I don't know if you've seen Spaceballs. If you're a Star Wars fan, you probably have. But, yeah. It shouldn't have felt like Spaceballs at all. Yet it did. The First Order, the Empire, they need to feel like threats. One of the problems that people had with the prequel trilogy, ironically, was the super battle droids being like, roger, roger. Oh no, we have a Jedi approaching. Ah! You know, a little robot going, oh, that's not what a robot should say. Ha! Oh, the robot's scared. That's funny. You know, stuff like that. That's what they did with the First Order in the movie, in a way. So that did dissolve tension immediately. I don't know why they would kill whatever tension they would have in a scene by interrupting with a joke. I guess they thought that they'd like to see what a Marvel movie would look like in the Star Wars universe. Now we know. But it's sad. I can't talk about any of the things that I liked without going into spoilers. Well, I can in basics, so... Man, did I love Kylo Ren and Rey in this movie. If you watch the movie, and if you know me, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, but I was severely disappointed that we didn't see something in the film. I was really hoping something would go one way, but it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. I actually thought it was gonna go another way, which, yeah. It didn't, though. I really, really wanted it to, and honestly, that's just something I personally want. I really want it. It's not gonna happen. It might happen. It might still happen, but it didn't. And I'm deeply affected by it on a personal level, myself personally. I don't think that that's what needed to happen to make it a great movie or something. You know, I'm not saying that. I don't argue that I think it would have been badass, but God, I wish that would have been a thing. That would have been so cool. It felt so right. So right. And then we have then we have Luke. I like Kylo Ren, I like Rey. I like Luke too. But it's weird because it sounds like I'm saying, I like this thing, but I understand why people don't like this thing. So let me break it down in another way. They took a lot of characters that we know from the original trilogy, characters that we've had for years, and they showed them in a light that we haven't seen before. We saw them in a way a lot of people think they wouldn't be, and in a way that felt unnatural as to the characters that we actually know, and the characters that they actually are. And Luke Skywalker isn't necessarily the events on Arc 2 don't necessarily go how you think they're going to go. Kind of like Luke says. And that's a better or worse type of thing, you know? Some people like it, some people don't. But again, I think that involves expectations. And Star Wars movies are always going to have expectations because we all love Star Wars. If we hate Star Wars, it's because we love it. If you're a Star Wars fan anyway. If you hate it, it's because you love it. It's because you want it to be as good as it can be. And a lot of people personally feel like this isn't the best movie that they could have made with the characters that they have. I'm someone that kind of sometimes says, do something new. Go in a different direction. Get crazy with it. And they kind of did. Not a bad little kill streak. Captain Phasma. Let's go. She needs a buff. Finn's great, but she needs a buff. I'm gonna play as her because she looks cool. It's kind of funny. You have, when you watch The Last Jedi, you have the entertainment of watching the movie, but you also have the entertainment of all of the interesting things that are happening outside of the movie within the fandom. I like to follow theories. In fact, I read Star Wars leaks almost every single day. Not now anymore, of course, because, well, Jesus Christ, look at this gun. Look at this gun. This gun sucks. My God. But, yeah. I like to read people's theories. I like to read speculation. I like to read rumors. I like to read leaks. And from the hours and the dozens of hours that I've spent reading all that stuff, I had a pretty good idea of what I think people wanted to happen. And that's not what happened. Oh, that's not what happened at all. Not even close. Oh man. It did not go that way at all. Alright, Kylo Ren. Let's do this. Nice! Oh, shit. Kylo would be so pissed if Phasma killed Rey. He should be like, oh, good job. You know, she was dangerous. She was unstable. She was a threat. She had to be taken out. But I feel like movie Kylo Ren, he wouldn't feel that way. He'd be pissy. He'd be pissy that he wasn't the one to kill Rey, or turn her, or whatever, but he would have failed. As he usually does. He ain't no Vader. Crap. Crap, I gotta focus. But, yeah, if you follow... Shit, man, I should have used my health. I didn't realize he was right behind me. I thought I was gonna go into cover. If you follow a lot of theories, you know exactly what people wanted to say. I mean, see. You know what people wanted to see. I can't say what they didn't see because of spoilers, but it's almost spoilers by omission at this point. Is this game good? This game is a lot better than it was. So, this game isn't for everybody, but god damn is it a lot of fun. Honestly, the game's biggest problems wasn't the gameplay, it wasn't the content, it was the fact that the game almost launched with a pay-to-win system. It had a pay-to-win system in early access, they removed it at launch, but people are wary that they might bring it back. Anyway, the developers are actually starting to revamp the progression system, so if they revamp the progression system and if they never bring back pay-to-win, yeah, this is a good game. That had one hell of a botched launch. They really screwed the pooch on this one. They did so many things that they never, ever, ever should have done, and they paid dearly for it because all these artists, all these game developers that made a really fun game, they got screwed over by business decisions. And that sucks, because it wasn't their fault. Anyway, back to the movie. See, a lot of people, it's interesting. Rogue One has a higher critic rating than The Last Jedi, so does The Force Awakens.
Now's the time to crush them completely.
Wonder... The Force Awakens was derivative. That's the main problem people have. Some people didn't like the characters, but I don't really subscribe to the characters being bad at all. I like the characters quite a bit. The characters that I don't like were introduced in The Last Jedi with Rose, but The Force Awakens was derivative of A New Hope. That was the biggest complaint by far. If you asked someone what was wrong with The Force Awakens and why they didn't like it, 9 times out of 10, it's derivative. It's A New Hope V2. Yet, ratings are pretty good. Is it because they thought, I don't care if this one's a bad movie. I don't think it's a bad movie, but, you know, a lot of people did. And that's fine, because they have their reasons. And the reason being that it was derivative of A New Hope, which it was. It was derivative intentionally, but whether it's intentional or not, that doesn't mean it's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, it's just there. Take it as you will. But The Last Jedi isn't derivative. It's very different. And people don't like that. Which, just because it's different, again, that doesn't mean it's good. But people got uncomfortable with how different it was. Like, Luke Skywalker shouldn't be like this, or I didn't think they were going to do that with that character. Why'd they do that? They should have done this. I think if the Revenge of the Sith came out today, I think people would fucking love it. I love it. I think it's a great movie, but it's got lightsabers, it's got explosions. Yeah, Episode 1 is a better user rating than The Last Jedi, and you know what? For a brief moment in time yesterday, Attack of the Clones had a better user rating than The Last Jedi. Attack of the Clones, the worst movie in Star Wars. And I don't mind I don't mind Attack of the Clones that much. But I actually kind of like The Phantom Menace more than Attack of the Clones. Everybody just left the live stream. Hey, it's got a great score. I love Qui-Gon Jinn. I don't know why, I just do. I think the pod racing scene's fun. I don't like Jar Jar. I like the Gungan battle at the end. Gungan City scene wasn't that great. But, whatever. Fun fact. Similar to what's going on with The Last Jedi right now, when Empire Strikes Back was released, Empire had a fairly high critic rating. And guess what? The fans had a beef with Empire on its release. A lot of the fans didn't like what they did with it. But the critics said it's a good movie. And fans, they weren't so sure. They were not so sure. Any heroes? Jesus. I should unlock Iden Versio because then at least I would always have an unclaimed hero that no one's playing as that I could play as. But I don't want to spend for the 5,000 points. Someone convinced me that Iden's a good hero. I don't think she is necessarily. Yeah, Attack of the Clones was a low point for me. The Phantom Menace. A lot of people say that despite the problems of the Phantom Menace, it was the last true Star Wars film we had. And you know what? Its tone is, it's very Star Wars. I mean, it's really different, but somehow it's still really Star Wars. And I find that fascinating. Really, really fascinating. Maybe it's the music. Maybe it's the wonder. There is a lot of wonder to the movie.
Finally, the Resistance have nowhere left to run. Our revenge is at hand.
I actually like the First Order Stormtrooper design more than the original Stormtrooper. Sue me. 5th place? Wow, I thought we were doing really well. Some of these guys did fantastic, though. Damn. What was that, like 26,000 points? That's not bad at all. Good match, though. A lot of fun. Rogue One, Episode 4, Episode 6, Episode 7, they all featured weapons installations that could destroy worlds. They could destroy planets with billions and trillions of lives. that's a huge scale. That's like a blue beam in Avengers shooting up into the sky that could end the world, you know? Some people are getting sick of every movie being about the end of the world. I can understand that. A lot of people say they want smaller movies with a more reserved scale to them, you know? I can get behind that. I can agree with that. Like, Logan was a smaller movie, smaller scale. That's a good thing. But then we have The Last Jedi. It's a smaller scale in a way. Actually, it's definitely a smaller scale in a way. In terms of, it's not another Death Star, you know, it's not something like that. And people are unhappy with that. They're unhappy with... I'm not talking about the people that are unhappy with some of the plot holes or the subplot. I'm not talking about the subplot or the plot holes. I'm talking about the main plot. Or the two main plots, because there's the subplot, and then the main plot, and then the main plot. Main plot that was happening with the Resistance, and then they have main plot that was happening on Octo. Octo. Two-toe, FIFO, FUM, whatever, I don't care. Close enough. You can't please anyone. Working with Star Wars seems like the best job in the world until you remember that you're also working with Star Wars fans. And then you realize it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Star Wars fans are never happy. But yeah, everybody deep down thinks they can make the best Star Wars movie. That's what every Star Wars fan truly believes. That they can make the best Star Wars movie and that they have the best ideas for Star Wars movies. That's why theories are so popular. That's why these Star Wars theory channels, these Star Wars speculation channels are so popular, because rightfully so, people enjoy delving into the lore of this universe and saying, this is what should happen, this is what I think would happen, because to me this is what makes the most sense. But that doesn't mean it's right. Of course, it doesn't mean it's wrong, but that doesn't mean it's right. Just like what they did with the characters in The Last Jedi didn't mean it was wrong. I totally get why some people wouldn't like that. Hell, Mark Hamill himself said that he wasn't sure about what Rian Johnson was doing with Luke. But once he got a better look at the script, and once he talked to Rian Johnson and stuff like that, eventually he realized, you know what? This is something different. I originally kind of wanted Luke to just be the same as he always was, but maybe we don't need everything to be the same as it always was. And they really did bring Luke and the Jedi and the Force and all that stuff in a pretty interesting light. It was put in an interesting light, and I really liked watching what they did with it. I thought it was far more interesting than if Luke was just like, hey, I'm Luke. What's up, bitches? I'm a badass. I'm gonna fuck some shit up. But that, I like that too. Some people just wanted it to be that. Some people, a lot of people, wanted the movie to be just, I'm Luke, bitches. I'm gonna fuck shit up. Check this out. I got Force, and I can use it. I got a very specific set of skills that involves Force and lightsaber. And the entire movie is going to be the epilogue of Episode 3 on Mustafar. But, yeah. It wasn't that. It didn't go how people thought. Now let's talk about some positives. Some nice things. Kylo Ren and Rey. Loving what they're doing with Kylo Ren, loving what they're doing with Rey. I thought they were going to go one way with it, but they went another. Those of you that have seen the movie, which I'm sure is actually a lot of you, hell, the spoiler warning or me doing no spoilers may not even be necessary. But, whatever. I know some of you got busy schedules, so I won't give any spoilers out. Anyway. Man, this ship was cool. We didn't see it very long, but it was pretty sweet. Ah, shit. No! Oh, I'm gonna die! Pest. Oh my god. I'm so close to death. Come on, regen. Shit. Anyway. So, for those of you that have seen the movie, I guess don't look at the chat room if you don't want spoilers. They've been spoiling the whole movie, the entire live stream anyway. There's something that I really thought was going to happen, and me personally, it's just something I wanted to see. It's another one of those opinion things. I was thinking that could happen, and I was like, God, I hope this happens, because this, I'm feeling this. I'm into it. I was into it. I thought it was going to go one way, and I was really into it. I was like, fuck yeah, this is going to be cool as shit. This is badass. Anyway, didn't happen. But it might happen in the future, who knows. All depends with what they do in episode 9. But great characterization with Kylo Ren and Rey, I thought. And you know what? I liked Snoke. A lot of people didn't like what happened with Snoke, but I thought Andy Serkis did a great performance. Really, everybody gave a great performance. Some of the direction, however, the direction of Rose, not good. The writing of her character, not good. The direction of Hux, I don't think it was great direction for Hux. I think Domhnall Gleeson did as good of a job as he could. And I actually really liked him in The Force Awakens, but in this movie, they wanted it to be a certain way, and I don't think it necessarily worked all that well. But, yeah, that goes back to the comedy, doesn't it? Spelled kill wrong. What did I type kill? How do you spell kill wrong? Weird. Now I'm wondering where I made this typo. I don't know, Riley. I think she might be. But that is a spoiler, so I can't say it out loud. Yeah. I mean... Daisy Ridley said that it was obvious who her parents were if you watched The Force Awakens, and she was surprised that people didn't know. She was surprised. I thought that was great. Am I thinking of the right thing when I say I like that everything wasn't a Deus Ex Machina? So, I love reading people's opinions, I love reading what people think, even though I don't always necessarily think that they're in the right when treating their opinions as facts. Anyway, with all the theories I watched, I was like, man, if these theories are right, this movie is going to be so convoluted and complicated, and it's just going to be a muddled mess. It's going to be ugly. Then I watched the movie and I was like, oh God, what a breath of fresh air. Almost all the theories are wrong, and it's great because it's so much better than if the theories were true. And it's not like I don't like theories. I enjoy theories. It's just I'm glad that they weren't accurate. I feel like the movie is far better than if they were. But that's not the problem people have with the movie. The problem a lot of people have with the movie isn't that the theories weren't real, necessarily. It's that they wanted more Deus Ex Machinas, and they also wanted more cool-looking stuff. I thought there was a lot of cool-looking stuff. Unconventional cool-looking stuff, if you will. Not like, oh, there's another lightsaber battle. It's like, oh, holy shit, I haven't seen that before. That's pretty cool. There was something I saw in the movie that I'd only seen before in The Legend of Galactic Heroes. Or, absolutely no one knows what I'm talking about. Does anybody know what I'm talking about when I say Legend of Galactic Heroes? I would be fucking shocked if anyone knew what I was talking about anyway. Dragon Ball Z. I also saw it in Dragon Ball Z, and to see something like that in a Star Wars movie, wow, it was cool. Very cool. Alright, let's take cover.
Overload complete. Shields offline.
But I guess myself, I appreciated those things more than if I saw another lightsaber battle, for instance. But some people just want more of the same, and that's totally fine because there's nothing wrong with that.
Venator engine destroyed.
It's not like, oh, you're a stupid person for wanting more of the same. No, lightsaber battles are great. But, oh shit.
Victory conditions fast
I don't agree with the
approaching.
people that saying the movie sucks because the movie didn't do things the way they wanted them to be done. You guys realize that a lot of people said the same things about, say, Empire?
Defenses cleared for ground assault.
Hey, I think one person recognized Legend of Galactic Heroes. Yeah, electromagnetic propulsion. That's one of the plot holes people said. The bombs can't work in space because you can't drop bombs in space because you can't drop anything in space. Propulsion. Electromagnetic propulsion. There you are. That's how it worked. You think that nobody asked that question? I'm sure there's an explanation for every minor, nuanced plot hole that you guys have. When I was at Star Wars Celebration, I attended a panel where concept artists and the designers of Star Wars ships and Star Wars buildings and technology were discussing their process, their creative process, and it's these people, they're Wunderkind. They're extremely passionate about this, and they think of everything. They really do.
All Republic forces, prepare for attack.
These are people that don't just say, this looks cool, let's just do this, because it looks cool. They say, alright, how would it work and why? Maybe we should tweak it because I think it would work better in the universe like this. They don't say, alright, can this fly with real-life physics? No, it can't fly with real-life physics. It's not how... Spaceships in space don't look like airplanes. They look like ships. Like Legend of Galactic Heroes, probably.
Here we go. We need to free our ship from their tractor beams.
Oh, man. Jake Toka. That's... I think a lot of my theater agreed with what you're saying, actually. I think that's a popular opinion.
Those cruisers are key strategic assets. If you can keep the Separatists off them, they'll deal out serious damage.
It's really difficult for me to get into what I liked about Rey and Kylo Ren so much in The Last Jedi without getting into spoilers. In fact, it's impossible. When you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, in a good way, it left me severely disappointed. In a really good way. Because the scenes were so good. You'll understand what I mean. It sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but the scenes were so good that I was very disappointed in the best way possible. These cockpits look so cool. But you are at a minor disadvantage if you use them. Not a major disadvantage because they did fix the cockpits. They're actually really good now. But the truth is, I mean, you can just see more if you're not in a cockpit. You think in real life they'd use cockpits if they could somehow use a third-person camera? No, they wouldn't.
Our bombers have completed their attack run.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Anyway, I'm really excited to see it in 4K. So this is going to be the first Star Wars movie ever released in 4K. 4K is actually a revolutionary format. It really is. When I watch a movie in 4K, even if I saw it in a really nice movie theater, I'm seeing details that I've never seen before. There was a bit of a craze on the internet where people were saying, get projectors. And I've been a fan of projectors for years. In fact, for a long time, up until a couple of months ago, I had a 120-inch screen with a faux 4K projector, and I was a huge fan. But on a whim, I found a really good price for a nice 4K television, and I was like, alright, you know what? I'm going to sell all the projector equipment. I'm going to try the television. I'm curious what is with this Dolby Vision HDR 4K stuff. And wow! And my girlfriend as well, everyone that I've shown, really, they're like, holy shit, I have so much more respect for it now. Like, these movies, they're not just movies. they're incredible. Some of these movies are works of arts. The worlds that they're able to build, how realistic it actually looks. It looks like you can reach out and touch some of this stuff that's happening. And to be able to see a Star Wars movie in that type of quality, really exciting. Something else that's exciting is now that Disney owns all of Fox's movie properties, guess what? It looks like we're going to see a despecialized edition of A New Hope and Empire and Return of the Jedi. I always forget about that one. I don't forget about it. It's just it's not as good as the other two, for me anyway. Too many things going on at once. Very distracting for my senile mind. No, but it could have been tightened up. There's like 3 major plot lines going on at once. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Ewoks. I thought I was gonna hate the Porgs. I really did. I actually have hated them. Not hated them like some nerd rage person or something like that. No, I'm on YouTube, so I gotta hate everything. I hated the Porgs. Porgs are the worst thing I've ever seen. Outrage! Outrage! Angry! I should have jumped on the YouTube bandwagon and called me Angry MassiveG or something. The Angry MassiveG video game person. I don't know. I actually don't know of any direct channels I could make fun of. I just know that was a thing a couple years ago. Like, every channel was angry, and they were shouting, and they were really, really, really upset all the time. That's kind of died down, which I'm happy about. Whatever. I didn't like the Porgs. I thought they were stupid. I thought they looked like something to sell toys. And guess what? They're there to sell toys. But the reason I actually liked them when I was in the movie theater was because they're physical props. And they're one of the things that actually kind of worked as a joke. Because when they would jump, for example, it would just be this prop, like, lifting up. Like, it's not like they tried to make them look as realistic as possible with CG. None of that. It looked stupid, and it worked because of that. And thank God, all the theories were wrong that the Porgs are this Force-sensitive race of, like, true Master Jedi, and they are the most powerful beings in the universe or some shit. Thank God. I was actually really afraid that that's what they were going to be.
Draw closer, shoot your feet.
And that they're going to be Baby Groot, but they're way better than Baby Groot. Baby Groot, I hate Baby Groot so much, but they were not annoying like Baby Groot was. Shockingly. And I am shocked by that, actually. I'm really surprised. It's not what I expected at all. The Porgs, literally, they did get more screen time than Phasma, yes. That is true. That is a crime. But, you know what? I don't know why, because Phasma sells toys. Phasma looks cool as shit. You telling me Porgs are gonna sell more toys than Phasma? Okay, yeah. Porgs will sell more toys than Phasma because Star Wars, Disney, they're worried about a couple things. One, demographics. Star Wars is mostly popular with white males. White males. So Star Wars and Disney says, how do we get the females? Oh, also, white males in North America. So Disney's like, how do we get more people interested in Star Wars? Let's throw some cute shit in there. George actually said that the reason Padme Amidala was such a big part of the prequel trilogy wasn't just because of her integration into the story, but also because he felt that she would appeal to women. Because she wore a lot of pretty dresses, and that would be interesting for women to look at on the screen. Is like, oh, look at that dress. Oh, she's wearing this dress now because she's on this planet. Okay. Anyway, women and children are gonna buy the shit out of Porgs. Only little boys and some creepy middle-aged men will buy a lot of figures of Phasma. Grandma's looking to buy a Star Wars toy from Mima or Peepaw or one of her little chillins. She gonna buy a Porg. She ain't gonna buy a Phasma with a gun. She's gonna buy the porg thing. But yeah, thank God it didn't turn into a Jar Jar. MassiveG, that guy in your ship rings a bell. Who rings a bell? Like, oh yeah, looks like Obi-Wan's astromech. If that's what you're talking about, I'm lost. I'm sorry. I can look at the chat room now, but instinctually I'm not looking at the chat room as much as I should because I don't have to worry about spoilers anymore. I need to remember that. Spoilers, I'm invincible now.
Real shame.
Yeah, Kylo's buff as fuck. Kylo's huge. He's big. He's really big. He's tall too. But physically, like muscle-wise, he's almost as big as Henry Cavill. Superman. He's almost as big as Superman, which is a shock. Alright, time to do the objective for once in my miserable clone existence. There we go, that's some good damage. You know, if everyone on our team did the objective, the enemy team wouldn't stand a chance. Unless they really did push the objective too. So, I guess it all depends. That's why sometimes you have such a landslide, you know, because one team's like, oh shit, we can do the objective. Let's do that. Oof. Oh man. Oh man. That was super close because the doors hadn't opened up all the way. I almost bit to dust. Ugh. Alright, let's circle back around. Going for another strafing run. Let's blow this thing and go home.
Bombing run failed. Bomber destroyed.
Good damage. Corey's at 40%. We're gonna win this match. Yeah, Kylo's huge.
Big idea.
Really big.
The reactor can't take much more.
Yeah, Andrew Driver was he was actually a Marine in real life. That is completely true. Andrew Driver's a really interesting guy. There's a lot of nuance to his acting, which I appreciate. Andrew Driver, how do I put this? So sometimes in Star Wars, I think Hayden Christensen is fine. You know, he's a fine actor. But sometimes in Star Wars, you have actors and actresses that they just aren't great at acting. You know, they're fine for something like Star Wars, but they're not going to be able to carry a highbrow movie, so to speak. They're not going to be able to carry a movie that has a complex plot with characters that are very nuanced. But Andrew Driver can. Andrew Driver is a talented man. And to have someone of his caliber and Benicio del Toro's caliber in Star Wars, pretty cool. Because sometimes those people, you'd think they would snub it, like Leonardo DiCaprio. He ain't gonna be in no Star Wars movie. Okay, better example would be Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis ain't gonna be in no Star Wars movie. I'm not saying Andrew Driver's Daniel Day-Lewis, but he's a good actor. He really is.
Strategic calculations can't beat know-how and ingenuity.
Let's see how we did. Oh, fifth. Well, I deserved that. Not completely focusing when you're piloting a starfighter is practically the same thing as texting and driving. Wait. What did I say? Andrew Driver? Shit! Shit. How many did I ever say? What's his name? Oh my god. Did I ever say Adam Driver or did I always say Andrew Driver? Please tell me I said Adam Driver at least once. At least once. Oh god. Alright, I'm gonna focus on getting first place. Let's do this. Yeah, I meant to say Adam. I've actually said that a lot. Like, in person, I would say Andrew Driver, and they'd say, do you mean Adam Driver? Yes. If I didn't have a stroke, that's what I would have said. I'm so sorry. Adam Driver. I happen to see him in person. Andrew Driver! I love your Kylo Ben. So good. Autograph, can I have? Please, thank you. Thank you too. Thank you. I feel like you wouldn't even just... Alright, sure. Here you go. Here's the autograph.
Republic forces are
Meanwhile, I think there's my
targeting our tractor
fucking
beams in an effort to
doped
free
up
their
heroin addict.
cruiser.
Jackass. There was a wonderful interview. I think it was on that cringe subreddit on Reddit, where this,
Threat detected.
you know, those college student interviews where there's a college student or a university student where, goddamn lag, where there's a college student, university student interviewing actors or actresses for a movie, right? Well, John Cusack was being interviewed, and she thought he was Kevin Spacey. She thought he was Kevin Spacey. It was amazing. You could tell that he was just like so done. He was like, why didn't you do your fucking research? My God, you had one job. All you had to do was know my name and read some questions off.
Cruiser destroyed.
Damn. See how quickly we destroyed that cruiser? Alright, I'm gonna aim for top 3. I'm gonna lower those expectations. Anyway, I should switch to a fighter. We're out of things to bomb now. They're all gone.
Enemy bombers breaking through. Intercept.
God, I wish I could talk about spoilers. There's so many things I want to discuss. But, yeah, Adam Driver. Great actor, that guy is. I realize why you guys thought I was trolling you, because I said Andrew, I said his name, an incredibly large amount of times. And I said Andrew Driver every time. I wasn't trolling you. I wish I was. The fact that I wasn't, and I still did what I did, is kind of scary, actually. Anyway. Oh, God, come on.
Detecting damage. Tractor beams.
I think it's... shit. Come on. There we go. J.J. Abrams is directing episode 9. Rian Johnson is helming the new trilogy, so... This is either going to be a shitstorm or, surprisingly, a smooth transition. I'm hoping for the latter, obviously, but... The problem that people had with The Force Awakens was it being derivative. How is J.J. Abrams going to continue from episode 8? If you've seen episode 8, you probably know whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it. Huh. How are they going to continue? Where are they going to go with this? Interesting. I loved the movie. Despite its issues, I loved it. And I don't know where it's going to go. It's not like, oh, they ruined the franchise and I just don't know what they're going to do. They may as well just cancel Star Wars. No, I genuinely don't know where they're going to go. Where are they going to go from here? What are they going to do with this? I don't know. I'd like to know, though. I think it would be very interesting to have an answer for that. We just got to wait 700 days. Or 600. I can't remember. I saw a counter somewhere. The dates are changing all the time. Currently, episode 9 is supposed to release in May or March instead of December, which is kind of weird. Come on. Luke Skywalker? I thought he was a myth. Shit. Get back here, Luke. Ah, damn. I lost him. The slippery son of a bitch. But if there's one thing you can say about The Last Jedi, it's not very fan servicey. I don't think it was anyway. There were far too few lightsaber fights for it to be called fan servicey.
Orders prevent Republic forces from destroying.
There are too many subversions. It really sucks when you realize that like the vocal majority of people completely fundamentally disagree with you on every level. I love that it was a deconstruction and it subverted everything Star Wars that it could. There were tropes in it, yeah. I'm not saying that this was a tropeless movie and they tried to do that. No, there were tropes, but They did their very best to subvert your expectations for what you would think they would do because it's Star Wars. You would think, alright, we're gonna go watch a Star Wars movie. Let's see, there's gonna be a bunch of pew-pewing, a bunch of, lightsabers. Oh, I like those lightsabers. Gonna be a bunch of TIE fighters fighting a bunch of X-Wing fighters. And yeah, there are a lot of those things in the movie, but, not as much as one might think. And then you think, the big good guy's gonna fight the big bad guy, and they're gonna go destroy another Death Star. Crate's gonna be just like Hoth. There's gonna be trenches. Rey is gonna get a grappling hook and cut her way inside of an AT-AT. And then Rey's gonna use the Force and take the AT-AT down with a ski speeder and some rope. Did they add a new death? Oh god. Oh yeah. Boba's on my side. Anyway, I'm seeing these crafts like spin and tumble as they die. I don't remember seeing that before. I think that's new. Oh jeez. He's so fast and maneuverable. There we go. Ah, forget it. Let's go after someone a little slower. Hopefully he doesn't come after me. Oh boy, he's coming after me, isn't he? I think there's somebody on my tail. Yep, there's somebody on my tail. I don't know if it's Poe or not. Damn, I love piloting these things. So much fun.
Battle's over for them.
And then, Germ, 2006, thought that it was similar to the original movie. Interesting. I mean, you did have, like, a training montage, like, Yoda and Luke, with Luke and Rey. But I think when Mace Windu, arrived at Octu, I think that's when things went, like, really weird. Because the fact that Rey is going to be using Mace Windu's lightsaber, everybody thought her lightsaber was going to be yellow, but the fact that Rey's lightsaber is going to be Mace Windu's lightsaber, I mean, that was kind of out of left field. I actually really like his lightsaber. I think I like purple lightsabers. I really do. I own a Mace Windu lightsaber Force Effects replica, if you can call it a replica, but to think that her lightsaber is going to be purple in Episode 9 is kind of strange. I'm not complaining. Some people thought it was going to be a staff, but now I'm just watching the chat room to see if anybody bought it. Okay. No one bought it yet. Damn. I actually fooled some people on Twitter about that. I thought about standing in line, like at the movie theater, and saying, "This is the second time I'm seeing the movie. I can't wait to see Mace Windu again." I was so surprised when it came on screen the first time, but that'd be too cruel. And I didn't want to be punched out. When I was walking out of The Force Awakens, I actually heard someone spoil the movie, standing in leaving the theater. It was an honest mistake, a stupid mistake, but an honest mistake.
Won't remember that.
Anyway, people were pissed, and people were shouting, "Hey, thanks, asshole! Jackass!"
We need to rally.
I think it was about Han. Of course, when I was walking out of the movie this time around, I didn't expect anybody to actually spoil the fact that Rey died at the end. That was weird. Alright, let's go back to the donut. We got some shit to protect.
Danger. Enemy bombers incoming.
Where they at? There they at. Nice. Yo, where the white clones at? I don't see them. Are they not playing the objective? Oh, shit. That's surprising. Guess I'll take down the bombing run. Yeah, we're gonna win this game easily. They've got 50 lives left. Let's focus on kills. Forget about the objective. That's the only way we're gonna earn points. There's only 50 of these bastards left, so we don't have a lot of time to earn those points either. Remember, our goal is to be in the top 3. There we go.
Get paid for that.
Yeah. You know what? Snoke is a Wookiee with his fur shaved off. That's probably the best explanation we'll ever get.
Snap out of it. There is no room for failure.
Maybe the only explanation we'll ever get. I'm sorry, but that Kylo Ren impression is terrible that they do in this game. It's just not good. Nice little kill streak we got going here. Now that I've said it out loud, I've doomed myself to die an early death. Oh, man. I hate it when they go in front of cover. He didn't even realize he was doing it. Didn't even realize he was making my killing of him mildly inconvenient. But he did it anyway. Okay, we gotta get some more kills and fast. Get some objective kills. Ah! Blue balls! I was so close.
Victory secured. Ambush successful.
See, oh man. Just out of the top 3. How close was I? 7.4 thousand. Where's the other guy? 7.5 thousand, yeah. And I got 45 eliminations with how many of them being real kills? 23 of them being real kills. He got 17. So he was playing the objective. He deserved that. He definitely deserved that. No, BBA Friday Circuit, Land Shift 1918. What are you talking about?
First order's here. Let's hope these field generators work.
I love this scene in the movie. This is, well, I love most of it. There's one thing I didn't like. I'm sure you can find out what that was. It was comedy. Talking about the comedy. The movie opens with comedy. That's not a spoiler, it's just disappointment.
The field generators contain quickly improvised tech. In certain places, highly susceptible to damage.
She's not a good voice actress either. They could have found other voice actors and actresses for this game. I don't know why they didn't. The lady that's the announcer for the Resistance, she's just not very good. It's kind of baffling in a way. I mean, her lines are good. It's her delivery that's the problem. It's not like she's got really awkward lines to work with. Her character's fine. And it's funny because in the Star Wars movies it's the opposite. Michelle Tran is she's a fine actress. She was good in the role as an actress. Excuse me. But her character sucked. Not only that, but nobody likes her character. Okay, anybody watching this, did any of you guys like Rose? Who's favorite character was Rose in The Last Jedi? Please, I want to know. No sarcasm though. None of that shit. Just be honest. This is a census. Pretend you're putting your hand on the Bible. Or a first edition copy of a Legend Star Wars book. Or whatever. How about you're putting your hand on an original, unaltered, despecialized laser disc of A New Hope? How about that? Swear to me! Damn. This is a tough map. There we go. It's really interesting because it's not like the Death Star debris where there's a ton of, well, debris. There's not a ton of debris. There's a fair amount, and you can hide in it. You can do loop-the-loops through it, but You've also got a lot of wide open spaces. And I mean really wide open spaces. You can easily get kills and you can easily be killed. But sometimes you just can't find anybody to kill. Which it's got its up and downs. At least it's hard for them to find you, too. Ah, shit. I gotta start using missiles more often. I'm not a fan of them, to be honest. I should use them on objectives like this. They can't dodge as well since they're AI. Kelly Marie Tran, thank you so much. I really should have looked her name up. To be fair, she hasn't been in acting very long. This is the only thing I know her from. But she seems like she's a good actress. It's just the script for her. Her character isn't good. She's fine.
Ship's in bad shape.
You know what? Demetrios, they had that movie. It was Rogue One. Rogue One had no kissing. It was great. At the end when they were on the beach, I thought they were gonna kiss. They didn't kiss. I liked it. I was actually really surprised. And they killed everyone.
Our people should be able to escape.
Again, I was really surprised.
Our techs are rushing repairs.
But,
Keep up the
yeah,
fight, or they won't be
that
able
would have
to
been
let
nice.
the
I
fight
agree with
go.
you. Not my favorite, but I liked her. Just got him from seeing it. Such a fucking great movie. I gotta say, Liam, I'm jealous. I saw it twice in a row the day before yesterday, and I want to go back. In fact, I think I'm gonna go see it again tomorrow. An IMAX movie theater. Supposedly it's legit. It's a real IMAX, not a Limax. It opened up like 30 minutes away, so yeah, I'm making the drive.
We've held them off for as long as we can. Our people will live to fight another day.
Hey, not bad. You know what? That's cool as shit. We got 2 X-Wings, 2 A-Wings, and then Tally's A-Wing at the top. That's a nice little pyramid. That's so funny. One comment. Last Jedi, fucking amazing, bro. Next comment. Last Jedi is one of the worst! Massive, what do you think about this theory? Personally think that... you know what? I got a couple reasons why I believe in that theory. I got a couple reasons. You know what? That's not spoilers, actually. Because that theory's been around for a long time. So it's the theory that Palpatine is Snoke. And I totally believe that. Except from the action figures of Palpatine and from the trailer, we know that Palpatine... I mean, we know that Snoke is big. Snoke is tall. So I don't... That doesn't explain that. Darth Plagueis' race is tall, I believe. Although it doesn't really match with Palpatine's face, but it could be more... Andy Serkis. I don't know if he was correct, but apparently... And I don't know why he would say this if it wasn't true, because why would he, you know? They tell them what to say and what not to say. So, I'm going to say this is probably accurate. Anyway, look at all those lasers. I love all those lasers on that thing. That's so cool. I like explosions because they're bright and they're colorful. And they make a nice sound. A nice booming sound. The same sound that your mother makes when she sits down at Burger King for the whole menu of the meal. That's a joke from The Last Jedi. Gah! Anyway. Andy Serkis said that it was osteoporosis. The reason Snoke is the way he is because of severe osteoporosis. Isn't that exciting? Supreme Leader Snoke. He's a victim of osteoporosis. Too bad they don't have infomercials in the Star Wars universe. You could get that cleared right up. Why did he suicide? Did you see that?
Generators from reaching full power.
Weird.
Resistant ships.
Oh, man. I know. It seems ironic, but I thought I could get one more shot off and destroy the turret. He crashed into his own ship. Mine has a verifiable excuse. gotta thin those ties. Nice! Gotta love seeing that.
Defenses are crumbling. Continue the assault.
Beautiful. Feel like I'm Poe Dameron, but evil, because I'm gonna tie. You know what? I'm glad I'm gonna TIE fighter. These things really move. They're really fast, they're really fun. Holy shit, that missile looks so sweet. I swear, they must have revamped some of the graphics. It looks even better than it used to, and I'm actually playing at 1080p right now.
Got it.
Oh, crap, 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 no! Yeah, Rose was useless. Honestly, the actress is good, so if they could have just tweaked her character, if they could have made her character different and changed her role in the movie, it could have been great, but she had no reason to be there. I understand what they were doing. Her role was supposed to be like a plucky, unexpected, oh, wow, she seems like a nobody, but she's a badass type of deal. Didn't work.
Await further orders.
And it didn't work because it just didn't work. I want to make it clear, it's not because of her, it's because of what they did with her character. Actually, watching it, I was like, because she's an unknown, and they were really pushing her, they were trying to make her a thing before the movie came out, and I was like, why are they doing this? And I was kind of bracing myself, I was like, she's probably not going to be a great actress. Fine actress. I was actually, wow, she's good at acting. But this character, I don't care for this character. It's just a shame. I don't want to keep droning on about it, but it is a problem in the movie. Oh god.
They've made a grave mistake.
It doesn't sound like Kylo Ren at all. Here I am, sounding like a broken record. That doesn't sound like Kylo Ren. That voice actor doesn't sound like Kylo Ren. Rose wasn't a great character. What else? Too much comedy. This live stream in a nutshell. Shit. And then, you know what? Death for effect. It's great. Nice touch.
Engaging enemy.
I thought that as well, Titan, actually. Is it a spoiler to say who doesn't pop up in the movie? I don't know. Ah, that was so close. Did you see that? I was about to eat dirt, but luckily I destroyed the thing I was about to crash into. Very, very lucky. Oh shit, that's Kelly Lintra. You're not getting away from me. The First Order will have victory! Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Ah, shit, she got away from me. She's gone! Oh, God, was that her? Was that her? That's badass. Actually. That's badass, she got me. You know what? Against my better judgment, I'm gonna go with Boba Fett. The biggest target in the galaxy.
Targets acquired.
But, yeah, I totally think that Snoke could still be a clone of Palpatine. I don't know why. I just think that could be a possibility. Or Darth Plagueis. But you know what? It's entirely possible that not everything in Star Wars is a reference to something in Star Wars, so... And that's not such a bad thing. But I do like Palpatine quite a bit. Palpatine is a very interesting character that I enjoy very much. Anyone? Yeah, we got one kill. Alright. Oh, God. Oh, dear God, this thing is so slow and bulky. This is the worst map I could have picked, because those gravity wells, if they throw me around, I'm dead. I am so dead. I hit everything. Jesus! I hate that ship. I love it aesthetically, but it's just... It's huge! And honestly, I never have a problem killing it. Sometimes it catches me by surprise and it destroys me with its seismic charge. Its THX bomb. By the way, in The Last Jedi, there's a sound to surpass the THX bomb. A weapon to surpass the shit THX bomb. Ugh. Yeah, keep dying, that's fun. That is exactly right, Yui. That is exactly right. A lot of people were like, that doesn't make any sense. That sucks. Plot hole. But it was, they literally, god damn it. Ha, we're first place on both teams. Anyway. They literally said that. They set it up. They set it up and people thought it was a plot hole because they weren't paying attention. Oh my god. It's the same thing with Batman v Superman. Everyone was so confused by Martha and the whole... It makes sense. I mean, you can dislike it or whatever, but it makes sense, and honestly, it's not poorly done. Granted, though, the Ultimate Edition does make it a lot clearer. But when I was in theaters, I saw Batman v Superman without reading any reviews, without seeing the Rotten Tomatoes score, without reading anything. I went in blind, right? And I wasn't confused at all. I didn't think that there would be any confusion. And when I went online, I was shocked. I was like, what the? People are confused? People don't know what's happening? People don't understand why. They just think he said... They just think that because their mother's name's the same, that's why I think... Whatever. And then, when I get out of The Last Jedi, first thing I did was I went online to see what other people were saying about it, and I was like, what the were these people watching the movie? They were probably the people behind me talking about the movie while the movie was playing instead of watching the movie. You know what? The people behind me in the first showing that were talking throughout the whole movie, literally, I'm not kidding. It's not just they talked every 5 minutes. No. They were chatty Cathy's. And these chatty Cathy's, they were chatting to each other throughout the entire film. They were having conversations. I'm not fucking joking. And you can't do anything about it. You can't do shit about it because if you call someone from the theater in, they'll just stop talking when the theater person comes in. There's nothing you can do. I turned around and I looked at them multiple times and they saw me. They made eye contact. They're like, fuck you, we're talking. We know we're talking. We know it's rude. We don't care. Ugh. Miserable. Anyway, they're all Redditors. They're talking about Reddit a lot. A lot. They're just parroting the same few things you read on Reddit all. Like it was unique. Like it was new. Yeah, we know. We know. It's not unique. It's a hive mind. It's what you call a hive mind. Anyway, if those Redditors, that group of Redditors that were talking throughout the whole fucking movie instead of watching the movie, they must have been some of the same people that didn't understand the movie on Reddit because they didn't watch it. So many people, they watch a movie and they don't pay attention. It's amazing. It's like going to a movie theater and watching a movie isn't about watching the movie. It's about going out somewhere and sitting for a while. And maybe eating some popcorn and some candy. And slurping some sugared water. I didn't say... I meant to say BB-8, not Battlefront 2. Yeah, BB-8 had way more dialogue than Phasma. And there was beeps and boops. Did R2-D2 have more screen time than Phasma? Maybe not, but I think that was close. You know what? The creepy nurse monsters that we saw in the trailers in Oct 2, those things have more screen time than Phasma. Really everything did. It's a meme at this point. But I think the only reason people are upset is because I'm pretty sure they said that Phasma was going to be a bigger deal. But she isn't. She isn't a bigger deal. She's hardly in the movie. Damn, you see how long it took that missile to make contact?
The way is clear for our dreadnought. The enemy base will soon be ashes.
Oh my god, Jeebus. I wish I had an Alamo Draft House so badly. Oh god. Yeah, you can't talk in Alamo Draft House. How is this such a foreign concept to people? You want to talk during a movie? you don't go to the movie because nobody cares about what you have to say. Nobody wants to listen to you. Nobody wants you talking. You're annoying and you're an asshole. Don't go to the movies. Or how about this? Go to the movies, but don't fucking talk. You know? As simple as that. I don't have an Alamo Draft House though. That would be wonderful. And you can you have alcohol. You have alcohol and nobody can talk. That's fantastic. Yeah. I feel like a broken record with how many things I keep repeating, but somebody mentioned Palpatine in the original trilogy. I don't see him a lot, but he's scary. He means business. The Empire's scary. I mean, stormtroopers can't hit shit, but they don't make jokes. They're not silly characters that you laugh at. They're a threat. They're Nazis in space. Oh, hey. I think we got some points here somewhere. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to buy Palpatine. It's going to take all my cash. It's wise to spend all the money you have until you have almost nothing in the bank. Always do that. Very smart. I got nothing. 1-star card. He looks good though. What are you doing? Moisturizing? Is that a flash dance? Jazz dance? You're a good dancer. Gotta say, I like you. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for Star Wars Battlefront 2. As I discuss a whole bunch of stuff for The Last Jedi. I wish I could discuss far more stuff, but unfortunately, this is a no spoiler live stream. So I literally, I don't think I spoiled anything at all. Like, not even close. Nothing more than a trailer would anyway. But it was tough. And I don't know if I'll do a spoiler live stream at some point. I might, but people might just wander in that don't want spoilers. Could get messy. In any case, I really like the movie. I really do. It had, you know, for me to like the movie as much as I do, despite all the problems it has, and a lot of those problems being Marvel problems, jokes, comedy, interrupting mood, interrupting tone, interrupting serious scenes. By the way, my movie theater, these people were sick. Like, there were some deaths in the movie, obviously, and the audience, you can feel it in the air. When you're in a movie theater and you're watching a movie, you can feel this tense air all around you. And you know what that tensity is? Everybody is on the edge of their fucking seat because they're waiting. They're waiting, they're yearning for something to laugh at. And as soon as anything happens, they're ready to laugh. Some deaths happen, some kind of disturbing stuff happen. They're laughing their fucking asses off. Funny scene happens, laughing their asses off. Sometimes it's just normal dialogue. They're laughing their asses off. Sometimes it's a sad moment. They're laughing their ass. People enjoy nothing more than pretending to laugh, so everyone knows that they understand the joke, that they have a sense of humor. That's how they get their money's worth. They go to a movie, they talk to each other, and then they laugh sometimes. That's how they get their money's worth. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for this discussion. I had a lot of fun talking about this stuff with you guys, and I'm gonna probably make it spoiler stream at some point. I may stream tomorrow, but please check out my Battle of Crate video. I made a cinematic 4K video on the Battle of Crates from The Last Jedi. Ironically, it's more of a war. It's more of a battle than the battle in the movie. The battle in the game is more of a battle than the battle in the movie, which is interesting, but that's what we kind of saw from the trailers, I guess, in a way. Anyway, thank you guys for joining for this. If you enjoyed yourself, subscribe for more Star Wars stuff, Star Wars live streams with video games or with movies, and a lot of gaming outside of Star Wars as well. Especially in 2018, there's a lot of stuff I'm really excited to get my hands on. And some exclusive videos as well. Anyway, I'm gonna do some shoutouts. And yeah, you guys know what to do. Just talk as much as you possibly can in the chat room. This is your time to talk. Whatever you want to say, I'll be reading it. And I'm gonna do a minute of shoutouts. Starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shout out to Joe Catron. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, Joe. Shout out to Jam and Pez, Element Gaming. Shout out to Riley Sweeney. Shout out to Take a Seat, young MassiveG. What'd I do? Did I overstep my boundaries? Did I try to bet a woman? I'm so sorry. I forgot we don't have sex. Sex is an evil thing. We don't love. We just kill every once in a while with big laser swords. Fucking love Mace Windu though. I would love to see him in the Obi-Wan standalone film. Shout out to Oscar Erickson, Philip the Boss. Shout out to Nick Serio. Shout out to FTC. Shout out to Will King. Shout out to Cup of Coffee. Winter Soldier SSB. Shout out to Diamond Nova Games. Shout out to Alyssa Nicole, who says, "Spank me, I've been naughty." You know what? I've seen a lot in my chat room, but never before have I seen a cam bot. I've never seen that before. Interesting. It's the perfect place. So many of you guys are thirsty. Cambot, check that inbox. Shout out to Noah Cothran. Shout out to Digest Your Tissue. Shout out to Time Master. Matthew. Digest your tissue. What, like, you blow your nose, you honk it out in a tissue, and then you eat it? Like a little pastry with a nougat center? Oh, that's disgusting. Shout out to Anthony DeSimone. Shout out to Lackey Bridgeford. Shout out to Steep Moth. Shout out to Mandarin Tang. Shout out to Brenda Bova. Shout out to Ybot Cubing. Shout out to General Piggy. Shout out to Just Jedi. Mika Wright. Nick Saro. Riley. Wampa. Shout out to Carter Hahn. Shout out to FH3 Lewis. Time Master. Kenny Segova. Shout out to Star Wars Hub. Shout out to Ethan B47. Blitzed Buddy! Hey, man, I'm still waiting for that Star Citizen 3.0 invite. I don't have it yet. I'm doing that as soon as I can. I'm really excited about it, but I just haven't been able to get my hands on it. And they don't answer any of their PR stuff. Probably because they're busy with a lawsuit right now, I guess. Shout out to BZ Shots. Shout out to I'm Too Sick For You 135. Shout out to Tris David 02. Shout out to Philip the Boss. MassiveD, it's the original name, right? Yeah. Yeah, MassiveG was the PG reboot of the MassiveD channel back on Pornhub. Shout out to Travis David 02. Shout out to Bennett Jorgerson. Shout out to Jonas Peterson, who says VR porn. It exists. I don't know. I'm assuming it exists. I don't know if it does. Shout out to Menkist. Shout out to The Real Ale. Shout out to Tupac. Dylan Allen. Shout out to Jam and Pez. Shout out to Lava Crush Gaming. Shout out to Joshua, who says, "Daddy!" That's a nightmare. That's a fucking nightmare. Don't you ever say that word to me. I don't want to hear that word said to me ever. That's terrifying. Anyway, once again, that's the 2 minutes timer. Once again, guys, thank you for joining me for this live stream of The Last Jedi. And as always, may the Force be with you. Always. Surprise 5 shoutouts! Shout out to Just Text. Shout out to Sid Gartha. Shout out to Evan Smeltzer. Shout out to Unusable Signal Star Wars World. And shout out to Luke von Bismarck. Ray's parents are Kenobis.